Hey everybody, this is all right. I'm gonna draw my wife. All right, here we go. Let me start. Okay. Let me start over because the color's wrong. You know what I mean? Let me do it right. Yes sir. There we go. All right. Let's start off with a little picture of myself. This is me. Of course, y'all. You can tell by the way I look right there that that's me. That's the old me. That's the way I used to look. Okay. But I'm gonna bring y'all back up to code. This my hoodie. Y'all know my slogan, my Logan. I mean my traditional hoodie, my Jewish prophet hoodie. You know what I'm talking about. This my little beard right here. You know what I mean. Just a little something. Get y'all started. All right, let's go. Let's rewind time. Let's go back to before the hoodie. Back when I just had the beard and maybe a nice little cut. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to that time when, I was just trying to figure out what was to do with my life. So I talked to God. I was like, God, you got to help me out. You got to show me because I need a wife and whatnot. So it, I believe that he told me, to think about what I'm asking for, and you know, so one day, so the story goes, one day when I was laying down, I was on my bed. I sat around and I thought, what type of wife do I want? What kind of woman is it that I really want in my life? And that's when I envisioned this woman, and I went over the character traits, which is very good. If you did something you should do. So I figured out, what dimensions she should be, how she should look, how she should act, and all of that. So I can identify her once I saw her. So, after, I got to the end of that, I decided, this is who she is. This is the closest person, Actually, I thought about if I knew somebody, and what came to mind was this lady. We're gonna call her Kathy, for sake of you know Kathy. She's a church girl. That's why you see her with the long sleeve shirt on. You know. So finally, after I got off my bed and things start to change in my life, you know, and I was trying to locate this church girl and what have you. So of course, I try to put on some decent clothes and look good for the occasion. All right, but I'm thinking back. I'm looking back at who she was. The one I knew, named Kathy, uh, was the closest to it. And so when I got out, or when I got an opportunity to uh, go look for her, um, I I didn't find her. But nonetheless, you know, uh, I talked to a few people, and they told me she was all over the place. Like she was gone. Like I'm not all over the place, but she had moved away. She didn't live in the area anymore. Or nothing like that. So I ran into this other lady. We're gonna call her Nikki. Okay. Now Nikki, I thought was the one. I thought she was downright. I found her. Like God had blessed me and whatnot. So I talked to her and whatnot, and she said, "Oh, well, get my number from my mother." And I'm like, "Okay, all right." And I guess she knew what her mother was gonna tell me, cause when I talked to mom, and to this day I don't think like just my own personal opinion. I don't think her mom or her dad looked at me as a potential. You know what I mean? That's just me. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can call or talk to her, whoever know who I'm talking about. But anyway, so Nikki's mom was like, no, it's not gonna happen. For one, she been with a guy for like 4 years. You know, I'm like, okay, all right. And not only that, but they had money too. They was like some money. They had money, and I ain't had nothing. I had my love, which at that time probably wasn't worth a whole lot. So she ended up marrying some guy that was like a giant to me personally. But they was together for 4 years, so it's like, you know what I mean? That's their thing. I can't take away from what's already set up. So here I go. I'm back on the solo, you know, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, all right, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do now? So lo and behold, uh, time went on, and I ended up because okay, like I knew a lot of people, like I knew a few people that was kind of into the church thing, and I'm trying to do right. So the church girl pops up one day. She just pops up. What's her name? Her name, Kathy. So Kathy pops up. Nikki's out the question. Kathy pops up, and it's like, oh man, this is great. This is great. This is, you know what I mean. It's like, now I can get a chance to kind of say something to her, and get her phone number and whatever. So I kind of get the gist of what's what. You know what I mean, and it gets down to I'm a caller, so I call her now. Just to give you an idea, uh, so Nikki, she looked like the closest person that I can tell you she looked like is probably the peach. Okay, yeah, my peach. Yeah, she looked like her, and but this girl, she I'm not gonna. I don't know. I ain't gonna say she looked like anybody, but she was smart. She was like a smart, like probably the smartest person. I think she was going to school for marine biology or something like that. So I called her, and she yeah, again, I don't have no money. You know what I mean? But I call her, and it's like, yeah, da 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 da. Before I can even get to you know, asking a question on, does she have a boyfriend or whatever, whatnot. She just flat out, I guess she figured out what I was up to and was like, yeah, so me and my boyfriend, da, 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 da. I'm like, man, I don't know who this guy is, but whatever. I can't do anything. You know what I mean? Nice school though. You know what I mean? So I, I'm back doing me. You know what I'm saying? By this time, I didn't accumulated a little something. It's time has went on. I've ended up with a little Ford. Had a couple dollars. You know what I mean? Still had my nice clothes or whatever. Time went on. You know what I mean? I got a little something, little place to stay or whatever, hang out or whatever. Got my wheels, just life, life going on. So with all of that, and I'm now focused on just making money, just trying to get my stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Get my gear, go to work, you know, had one of those jobs where we had the uniform and whatnot, with the little name signature on there, you know. Yeah, that's me now. I'm walking around like that now, just trying to make it. I even bought some property and I was building a house and whatnot. I pretty much just got the blocks and stuff together, but the house was coming along and whatnot. But so time goes on, and I runs into this young lady. We're gonna call her Red. Now Red wasn't a church girl, and she was the likes of, I ain't gonna say she looked like Alicia Keys, but there was a time where Alicia Keys kind of gave a pose that reminded me of her. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't a church girl at all, though. She was out there. In fact, she had a couple problems. You know what I mean? She had a couple habits and whatnot. She did some things, and I couldn't, me trying to still be positive and do the church thing. I couldn't. We didn't quite see eye to eye. She ended up going her separate ways. I ended up going mine, and I decided, everybody going to school. Let me go to school. So I go to school. First couple months, a couple weeks, I'm getting A's and B's. Then my truck breaks down, and I end up having to ride my bike. Now I'm like, I'm like 50 miles away. I'm like, it take like 8 hours, 4 hours to get to school, 4 hours to get back. Sometimes it's pouring raining. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out there going up hills and down hills. And one morning, I even think I almost hit a bear or something, man. For real, man. It was crazy because it's like you had to get up like 4 in the morning just to get there by 8. You with me? So you go outside tonight and you look at the, how if you would go out like that. So I'm doing that, and these people come out of, it's almost like perfect timing almost, because I'm not that far in, and my truck already giving me trouble. And they like, look, you can go to a school over here. So I'm like, okay. So I talk to the people, the fast food people, whatever, and I go to the school with them. And then I meet this girl. Her name's Kate. We're gonna call her Kate. Okay. She looked like, I think she looked like Robin Gibbons, but this, we're gonna call her Kate. So I meet Kate, and I'm like, okay, now this good people right here. You know what I mean? This might actually work. You know what I mean? I'm doing my thing. I'm going over here. I'm going to the school. We actually living together for like 3 months in this big old giant house. Now, back home, back where I was at, it's some people coming through, and it's like a girl group, singing group. And they highly church people, like they super churched out. Like, they kind of on the same thing that I'm on, and whatnot. But I'm like, I ain't thinking about it, because I ain't thinking about doing nothing, because it's one, I don't think they old enough, and two, I'm already over here with, you know what I'm saying? We living together. We 6 months. We waking up. We know each other. I have a phone number. All of that, calling. So they over there singing and whatnot. But I'm like, okay, I'm I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back over there, but I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you. Okay, I'm gonna go and check out this concert and whatnot. But I'm gonna call you. So I go back. You know what I'm saying? And we stay in touch via telephone and whatnot. Then the time came where she like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to school. Mind you, this like 2003, 2004. She like 19. I'm like 24 or something like that. Okay. And so she goes to the same school that Kathy was going to. Okay. And I'm like, what's the deal? You know, how we gonna do whatever we trying to do? You know what I'm saying? And you know, I got a few things going for me and whatnot, but you know, I'm still out here trying to put this thing together. So she ends up going to school, and being like, well, we just gonna stay cool or whatever, you know. And I'm by this time I got a new car to help me out, you know, nice little Ford Grand Marquis. It's kind of a big car, really, you know. So now it's like, okay, it's like maybe 2 years later. Gotta be like 2 years later, right? You know, I ain't going to school. I'm just back working again. Got the truck back going again. Truck back working right. And you know what I mean? Here they come back. They come back through singing. You know, but at this point, it's like they didn't grew fond of just coming around. So now they just coming around. And you know, the age, they not young as they used to be. You know, like the eligibility has kicked in, and it's like I still ain't thinking about it. In fact, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do. Then people start talking like, yeah, da, 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 da. And it's like, okay, all right, maybe I should, you know, maybe this could work. Like maybe this could work. And so over time, more people got involved, and I ended up losing a lot of stuff. It's kind of not how I want to end it. Over time, it just was like more people got involved. It almost was like I was set up. This is how I feel. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was set up, and all the little stuff I accumulated, it became, you know, me just trying to maintain, just trying to get by, just trying to, you know what I'm saying, stay alive. And that's when you guys met me. That's when I became the Brown you know today. Well, I shouldn't say I became, but that's when I started making videos. And she started, at least people started to act like, you know, she was actually my girlfriend, or that we was actually about to get married or something. And it's like, man, I don't know. I don't even know what you people are talking about. I have the foggiest idea what y'all on. And that's when everything just kind of went south. Actually, since the time that I just started, you know, the story got weird. It's like everything was cool up until it's like, I don't know, something went wrong. It's like, and ever since then, it's just been BR, just been me trying to get right, trying to do me in the face of people thinking, okay, this is gonna be something. But there's more to the story. I don't have enough time to tell you all of it right now. So I'm just gonna let this be, part one of the story. But so next time we'll have to pick it up from here. And all right, Red Brown is back. Oh, I got put my hoodie back on. Let me put my hoodie back on. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.